Speak to my heart, Holy Spirit. Give me the words that will bring you life. Words on the wings of the morning, the dark nights will fade away. Speak to my heart, Lord. Speak to my heart, Holy Spirit. Message of love to encourage me. Lifting my heart from despair, how you love me and care for me. Speak to my heart, Lord. Speak to my heart. Speak to my heart. Speak to my heart. Speak to my heart. It was that song that 7 years ago on this date, March 9th, 2014, that I made the walk of faith on my own as a young adult to, I guess, renew my relationship with God. I guess I just needed a new start in life. I had just moved back to Kingston, New York, where I grew up, from living in DC for the last 8 years prior to that, and I loved DC, did not want to leave DC, so it was a hard decision, but the only decision that I could make was to move back to Kingston. Did not want to do that, did not want to do it at all. But it was, like I said, the only choice that I could make, only reasonable choice I could make. So I guess that day that God literally spoke to my heart and said, okay, daughter, you don't like having to have made this choice, so let's restart, let's renew. And I guess that's what happened. As many of you know, if you watched this series, and if you know me personally, you know I've been in church all my life. I actually was baptized on, I believe, June 3rd, ironically, which is my father's birthday, 1992, at Ebenezer AME Church in Fort Washington, Maryland. So it was some 22 years later that I made that walk of faith on my own without the prompting or the, I won't say pushing, but without the prompting or the leadership of my parents leading me to God. I made the choice on my own, and I guess it was for that renewal. It's still not easy. The walk is not easy. The Christian walk is not easy, but having God in your life makes the walk and makes life a little easier. You still have your human moments, you still have your trials and tribulations, but having Him in your corner, you can go to Him when things get hard. And even sometimes going to Him is hard because you don't understand why life happens the way it's happening, or it has happened, or some situations the way they've happened, you don't understand why they've happened. And then you go to Him and you're like, why is this happening? And you don't really get an answer right away sometimes, or sometimes you don't get an answer at all. But like songs say, nobody said the road will be easy. For my old school people, excuse me, my seasoned saints, James Cleveland said it this way: I don't feel no ways tired. Come too far from where I started from. Nobody told me the road would be easy, but I don't believe he brought me this far to leave me. If you don't know it that way, if you're a little younger than James Cleveland era, Mary Mary, they said it this way: I just can't give up now. Come too far from where I started from. Nobody told me the road would be easy, but I don't believe he brought me this far to leave me. And yes, I just can't give up. I won't give up because I know there is more for me to do. And if you are still here, there is more for you to do. And if you need a little help, and if you don't know God on your own terms for your own life, I implore you to invite him. He's right there. He's just waiting for you to accept him. He's already accepted you. He already loves you. He is waiting for you to come to him for his help. He is waiting for you to accept him. He's not going to force you. Just accept him. It's not, I will be honest, it's not going to be easy. Life is not going to be, it's not going to be easy. It's not going to be easy. But having him in your life will make it a little easier. That is one thing I did learn in my moving back to Kingston. I didn't know why I had to move back to Kingston. But my pastor in Kingston, she said to me, Elder Doris Schuyler said that me being there is going to be a springboard to launch me into my future. And some of the things that I did, some of the practices that I was able to, some of the things I was able to practice as far as my career was concerned, the things I want to do in my future, the things I'm now doing in my present, was things that I was able to work on and while I was there. And there are some things that started back then, some things that were said to me back then that are starting to manifest in my life, and I am excited for those things to come to reality, to come to fruition. And I hope you continue to follow along to see what those things are. And another thing I learned in that season, in those 3 years that I was there, is that at the end of the day, when you have no one else in the whole wide world, you have God. He's right there to be your best friend, to be your best lover, to be your best confidant. And that is what that time in my life was. And I'm just grateful for those lessons. Yes, I didn't know why back in December of 2013 I had to move back to Kingston, but now knowing what I know in those three years, from December 2013 to December of 2016, the things that I learned, the things I was able to do, I now know why that season in my life had to happen. And I know a lot of us are asking why this last year had to happen to us. We don't know. We don't know. We probably won't ever know. Some of us probably already know. Some of us will probably know. And some of us probably won't ever find out why we had to go through what we had to go through. It's been hard. It's been hard. It's been we almost made it a whole year since this whole pandemic started. But we made it. We made it. We can say we made it. There's a lot of people that did not make it. Prayers go out to the families of those over 500,000 people. That's just unbelievable, but prayers go out to them. But yes, we made it almost a year. A couple of weeks, it'll be a year. I think a week or two, it'll be a year. We are still here almost a year later, so he still has more for us to do. And we can start continuing to do that today. So enjoy the rest of your day, enjoy the rest of your week, be the daylight in someone else's life, and enjoy the daylight in yours.